Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Yes, all working beautifully. Hello, it's Jackie from St. Leonard's Reiki. Hello again. So lovely to be here with you. Continuing with the chakra series that I'm doing, and we're nearly there. Apologies for having a last week off, but it was Easter and I was away. So this week I'm going to continue with this brow area. So where are we? We're on the sixth chakra. There's only 7 main chakras that I'm speaking about, although there are more. There are lots and lots of minor chakras, but generally with Reiki, definitely with the Reiki that I'm doing, when we're talking about energy, we're just looking at the 7 main chakras. So today, the third eye. So yeah, it's what you presume it's going to be. It's talking about insight. We're talking about that insight, knowledge, that inner knowing, when you just know, when you're picking up thoughts, you wonder why you're thinking of that person, or you're literally being inspired. Maybe you're creative and you wonder where things come from. Maybe you are a creative person and you've got a creative block, and you need help with opening this third eye up. Maybe you've been and had a Reiki treatment, or you just know that this area is a problem for you, or you're wanting to open up and you're wanting to develop your sensitivity, your psychic development, your third eye. Yeah, stick around, and that's what I'm going to be talking about here. So let's talk with a Reiki slant. Obviously, that's what I teach. I teach about bringing alignment to the body. And when we are fully aligned, meaning when all of these areas in the body are open and in balance and harmonious and talking to each other. So that means that they're all sort of pretty similar. None of them are really, really big and others are really small. They're all just energetically balanced. That's what we're aiming for. And when we practice Reiki, that's really what I am trying to do for my energy. I'm trying to balance my energy so that the Reiki comes in through the top of my crown chakra, and it easily flows through the rest of my chakras and out through the root chakra. And we have chakras in our hands and in the soles of our feet, and that's what's happening. We're literally just working with the universe, because that's what we are. We are an energetic being, and that's when we feel at our best, when the energy is flowing in. But also really, really important is that the energy is able to get out, that we're not holding on to it. We're not just restricted and constricted and we're pushing it down and we're not saying what we really feel. We're just in and out like our breath. So this area is really pertaining to our emotional body rather than the physical. It's really one of the higher chakras. I talked about the fact that we've got the lower chakras that are really more to do with how we're feeling about our body and being in our body and being here on the earth in this vehicle, this body. These upper chakras are more about how do I connect with everything else? How do I speak to other people just through being with them? How do I attract things? How do I try and work with manifestation? And how do I get over these limiting beliefs that I have? Why do I keep drawing the same sort of people towards me? This is what this third eye is all about. Basically, we have all the answers within us. This has been known forever. This is why we all are seeking to go within, and we meditate, and we need to come to stillness. And so if we can ride the wave, and go with whatever's happening, with the ups and the downs of life and the battles that present themselves. And we just try and understand and not judge, not be too hard on ourselves, and just sit quietly with ourselves and note what's coming up, but not judge and not be too critical. We've all got to be kinder to ourselves, and just observe. So we're talking about observation. Obviously, I've been talking about how each chakra resonates with elements. Well, this chakra resonates with sight and light, and really it's about what we're seeing. So imagine you're going for a walk. Imagine you're thinking, I've got to get out. I'm going to get out and I'm going to have a lovely walk in nature, and that will help me to feel better because I'm feeling a bit stuck. You need to walk intuitively, with your head up. It's not just about walking and getting out in nature. It's really about opening your eyes and really seeing things that maybe you're taking for granted. So imagine that this is the last walk you're ever going to take. Imagine that you're a child and you've never seen anything before, and you're going out for the first time after being stuck in the house and being told that you can't go out. You're so enthralled by life. You're so excited about all the sights and smells, and you're noticing everything for the first time. That's how we open this chakra up. We really, really allow ourselves to see and notice everything that's going on with other people, with ourselves, with just noticing and seeing and sensing. This area resonates with the dark mysteries of life also, and so well, the color is a sort of indigo color. The color is I've got some stones here, so I tend to think of a dark blue color or an indigo-y, bluey, purpley color. So if you wanted to help open this area up, it would be a good idea to maybe be drawn to some crystals that resonate to that color. And maybe you could send Reiki to crystals that are this color and ask for any help that you feel that you need with regards opening this area up. You could put them under your pillow. You could talk to the crystals and you could tell the crystals what problem it is you're having. So if you feel that you have a block there, that you're not seeing what you want to see, that you're not getting whatever you're needing, whatever help you're needing, whatever you're wanting to link in with, whatever you're wanting to understand, just ask. And if you don't know who you're asking, you could just ask an angel, you could ask your higher self, you could ask the heavens, the sky, the universal life force energy, whatever God you believe in, your ancestors, the divine, source, spirit, Reiki. It really, really doesn't matter. There's just this universal life force energy, this vibration, this magnetic field that is all around us, supporting us always. And it's there to guide us and help us and give us more of what it is we're sending out. Okay, so it starts by us simply coming to a quietness, and we can do this with Reiki. We can decide that we want to be more intuitive. We want to open this area up. We want to have more insight, be more intuitive, be more sensitive, be less sensitive, not be so psychic, whatever it is you're needing. And we just ask. And with Reiki, we can put our hands over this area. You can allow your fingertips to just meet in the middle of your forehead. And you can put your hands over your face like this. You can incorporate your seeing eyes. And we can ask for Reiki. And to do that, I simply close my eyes and I call upon any guidance, as I just said, and I quieten my breathing. And I ask for Reiki. And I ask for my symbols and maybe draw my symbols in my hand or draw them out in front of me. You could, if you want, if you're very clever, draw the symbols on your brow. That's not so easy. And then we're just literally asking for this area to come into balance. Okay, so you're asking for this third eye or this brow chakra to come into balance, to find its balance, to be open and in alignment with the rest of your body. And we can, whilst we've got our hands there, we can use the breath. So we can draw in white light. And we can feel that pouring in the top of our head. And as we do so, we can feel it melting down the body. Melting down the body. And then as we come to this brow chakra, as we just start breathing normally, we can see that white light turning a beautiful indigo light. Think of the dark night velvety sky. And feel that area maybe spinning. Don't worry about which way it's spinning. Just feel that area spinning and opening. You might want to just imagine a beautiful indigo flower. And you might want to see that flower's petals opening wide. You might want to feel that this area is just open like a vortex. And you could put your head back and you could feel the indigo color pouring into that space and filling you up. Sometimes I just literally imagine a pot of paint in the color I want. And I imagine it filling that brow space up and swirling around. And I ask for more intuitive thoughts. I ask to be guided with any problem that I'm being faced with. If there's a dilemma in my life and I don't know whether to go this way or that way, I ask for guidance and I ask to connect with my higher self. So maybe you want to connect with your higher self. Maybe you could close your eyes and you could ask to see your higher self appear in front of you. And you might just see a person that looks like you. You might see an older person. You might see a person that looks very different to you. Whatever form that you see in front of you, you might just be lucky enough to see your higher self. And that higher self is just you, but it's you with all your knowing through all the lifetimes that you've lived. And this energy has been with you for an eternity and knows you and loves you. And obviously has your best interest and maybe just come to you as a light. Maybe it's just the light or the flower. But maybe there's an energy, maybe there's a voice, maybe there's an understanding that comes to you rather than a vision. Maybe you're not very visual and you'll just hear words. So, opening this area up can come in many forms. It might come in just a peaceful feeling. You might just get a peaceful feeling. You might get some heat. As you maybe are doing Reiki, you might feel a tingling. You might feel warmth or a coolness or an itching. You really don't need to question or compare yourself or worry about anything I'm saying. You literally just ask for what it is you want and you need. And then I would just ask to release anything that might be preventing this area from being in balance. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to worry or force or analyze anything. You're just letting go of this problem because we're just a channel, and we're just presuming that in the asking it is done. And so we're just asking if anything that's blocking us here, anything that's limiting us, anything that's not allowing this area to be totally open and at its fullest, and benefiting us, giving us the ultimate wisdom and guidance that it is we need right now in this moment. And we're just really just sitting quietly. Maybe we've got some incense on, or we've got some candles burning, or we've got some music playing, or we're lying down on the grass or in a garden or in our bed. And we're just allowing this time for ourselves. Maybe we're just lying there and we're looking at the sky. We've pulled a chair out and we're looking at the stars, or we're looking at the blue sky on a summer's day. We're just asking to be filled up. And then hopefully you'll feel some space settling in. You'll feel an expansion. So I just want you to just be listening and being aware. And you might want to have some paper next to you. You might want to just make some notes, because you might suddenly get some answers. I find that when I'm practicing Reiki, or I'm sitting and I'm just being still, that's when I get inspired. People call it all different things. They say, oh, I got a download today, or I was channeling today, or I had wonderful inspiration today, or I had a fantastic Reiki treatment where I just understood everything. Yeah, so we can get inspired. So you might just want to just start writing. You might find that you just can't stop writing, and the healing might come through you that way. So that's how I would sit, and I would ask for my third eye to be open. So I mentioned about using crystals. Now you could lie there and you could place a crystal on your third eye, or you could put a crystal next to your head on the pillow. As I said, you could put it under your pillow, you could put it in your pocket, you could carry it around with you and use this on a daily basis. Charge it up in the moonlight, charge it up in the sunlight. Whenever you feel it's maybe been a while, or just use it, put that to one side and come to another one and see how you get on with that. You could use a pendulum. So this is my rose quartz pendulum, my beautiful pendulum, and you could ask if your brow chakra or any chakra is open, okay? And mine is spinning. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Maybe I should turn, but can you see mine is spinning round and round, and I think the spinning is getting larger, so I'm going to pull my head back. And I was thinking, is my brow chakra open? So you have to, this is just a tool. If you don't want to use Reiki, you're not attuned to Reiki, and you want to balance or open or find out if your brow chakra is open. Just checking my mic's working. Yes, you could literally make your own pendulum. I made this one. I used to run pendulum workshops. It's very easy. You just need a chain, you need a crystal, and then you can put some charms on either end. But you just need a heavy weight. You could use a necklace. And this is really something that you're working intuitively with. So you could just ask for to be led, to be guided. And you could ask, but you have to ask again. You know, everything is done by intention. Reiki is very intention led. And then you get your answers. So you're really just saying, could you show me if this brow chakra is open? And I know one way, my clockwise way is yes, and my anti-clockwise is no, because that's how I work. I've learned that's what my pendulum tells me. So you might just want to ask a simple question like, is my name Jackie? Before you check for things like that. Find your yes, and then ask, is this chakra open? And if you get a yes, that's wonderful. And then you could move on to the next one. Is my throat chakra open? And you might, it's not easy to do it on yourself. You might want to use a template, do a drawing, and literally do a drawing of a stick person with circles where the chakras are, and do it that way. There's so many different ways you can work. I have to do another video like that. That's how I work with my distant Reiki readings. You could use cards. So I love my cards, my oracle decks, my angel decks. I don't know where I'd be without them. I love the tarot, but I'm not an expert in tarot. So yeah, any decks that you feel drawn to. This is one that I love using. This is just an example. This is Goddess Dream Oracle by Wendy Andrew. And these are just cards. I've got one here that's fallen out. And you can shuffle them whilst you're sitting quietly. And you're just asking for insight. So if we're working with the brow chakra, we could just ask for assistance with whatever problem we've got. We're trying to be more intuitive. We're looking for an answer. We've got a block. We're wanting to get help with this problem that we're faced with. You need to be very specific. Please, could I have one card, please, to help me with this problem in my life? So I'd like to be more intuitive. I'd like to be more sensitive. I'd like my brow chakra to be more open. Please, can I have some advice and wisdom and guidance in this area, please? And then you just literally, you're just guided as to picking the top card or looking at the bottom card or splitting the deck. You just do this very quietly, almost like in a meditation, and you will be guided. And whatever card you pick out, you could just be saying your name. You could just be looking at your higher self, but just try and be very intuitive and very quiet, and just really stick with one question, and then really just sit there and really look at the card. So say you choose this card. This one is self-exploration. I would just really, really look at this card and really look and see what jumps out at me. So straight away I can see that it's a full moon in the background. And so that means things to me. I would see what that means to me. And then I notice that there's animals, there's a badger. I haven't got my glasses on. My sight is not as good as it used to be. There's an owl and there's a fox. And I would think, oh, what do those animals mean to me? And then I'd look at the person and think, what's their expression and what color are they wearing and what's being said in this card? And I would just sit and look and see what message I'm getting from this card. And that would help me enormously. That's really how I use the cards. And that's how you can use cards many, many times, because it's not just about the book that comes with the cards and, you know, just reading the words. But obviously you can use that as well. So this would be number 29, and then you could go and you could read what the author says about that card. So that could help you work with opening chakras up. That's a way of doing it. Yeah, I was going to share some other cards with you, but I don't want this video to be too long. So yeah, just to give you another idea, this is another deck. There's so many. You can get them online, you can get them in shops, you can get them secondhand. And then I've got an angel one. If you're drawn to working with angels, you could just particularly work with animal decks. Whatever you're drawn to, color, affirmations. Yeah, I really would advise, maybe if you've never worked with oracle cards, that would be a way to work with your chakras. The other way to help yourself keep aligned and in balance and open up your chakras is to understand what the chakras mean. So this brow chakra is all about you being intuitive. It's all about you being here in the now, in the present, not analyzing and pondering on what was, not worrying about what's happened in the future. It's all about being here in the now and listening to your body and hearing the guidance. And the best way to get in that state, if you're not wanting to do it through a Reiki treatment or with oracle cards, is to just think, how am I happiest? How am I most relaxed? And for a lot of people, it's just doing a creative hobby. For a lot of people, it's exercising. For a lot of people, it will be meditating, practicing yoga, being with water or being with animals. So find your best place where time just, hours can go by and you get lost. And that's how you can feel more balanced, because your chakra system will just come to balance because you're happiest. And that's when our body just aligns, because that's all it wants to do. It does it without us forcing it. The less control we try and have over our bodies, the happier our bodies are. So the less control, the less ego-driven, the less forceful, the less judgmental, the less critical we are, the less logical, and the more relaxed and less analytical. And the more time we are in that dream state and that non-thinking state and that meditative state, our chakras will just come into balance. They just can't not. Our bodies are designed to always be trying to find equilibrium. That's why we have to sleep. We don't actually have to sleep for our bodies, although our bodies get tired, but they would manage with cat naps. It's actually our mental and emotional, our spiritual and soul bodies that need a time out from our monkey mind that can drive us so crazy. You know, it's that ego. The ego, it wants us to be constantly busy and in charge and forcing and pushing and driving and steering. But we need to do less of that, less control, less of that. So if you find yourself trying to always look for the answer, always, be steering the ship, then try and do a little bit of freewheeling. It's not easy for us because we're not designed like that. We feel as though we should always be one step ahead and pushing forward and planning. But I think less is more, and I think the less the less control we actually appear to be having on our life, I think things naturally fall into place, and what needs to be looked at will naturally rise to the surface. So I've written here the third eye, the brow chakra, for it to come into alignment. The important words that we need to take from this video, sorry, it's far too long, I've got to stop now, is trust, letting go, surrendering, and having total belief in the universe, having our back, in holding us, in supporting us, in the earth, always being there, always being there. And the ego hates all of that. And we find that very difficult because we are all ego driven. But that's how we've been designed. The ego likes to be in control. So I will stop there and I will let you digest all of that. And I hope that helps. I hope that's giving you food for thought as to how to help yourself come to balance with regards to the brow chakra, the third eye, that intuitive part of who you are, which is happiest when it is in that daydreamy state of peace and non-thinking, non-judgment, almost like the hypnosis we go into when we're watching a film. But we need to kind of take the film out. How when you're driving along in the car and you think, how did I get here? It's that, when you're just coasting along. And that's when we get our best ideas. When we just step into the shower and we're just enjoying the warmth of the water and we've not got a care in the world, and we've forgotten all the things that we need to do, and we're just enjoying that shower. And all of a sudden, the most wonderful idea comes to your mind. And it's because you've had a time out. You've just stopped for a moment and you've enjoyed being in the present with water in the now, not thinking about anything, and just enjoy, just allowing yourself to have a moment's pleasure, being cleansed. Okay, I'm going to stop there now before I waffle on anymore. And I will be back next weekend with the last chakra, the crown chakra in this series. And then I think I will do some meditations for us all to enjoy doing together. So love to you. Have the rest of a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Bye.